South Africa, I played for the Sharks for about 4 years, straight after school. And as soon as I had 1 more year with the Sharks, and then this opportunity came up to come to Japan, and I just couldn't say no. It's always been my dream to be here. Obviously, I was hoping I'd come over with a wife and maybe a kid, but I got the opportunity a bit earlier. I'm just grateful that I ended up at such a wonderful club. I like everything about Japan. Back home, you've got to look over your shoulder every time. It's quite dangerous back home. Whereas here, it's very calm. It's not like Tokyo. Kumagaya is not as busy, and I think I prefer that. Not that rushed lifestyle like the people in Tokyo have. It's just nice. The only thing that really is a struggle here in Japan is being so far away from family. Other than that, Kumagaya feels like a second home. I know we drink quite a lot of coffee with the boys. The boys do enjoy coffee. Other than that, we play a lot of golf. I'm not a big golfer myself, but it's more just to hang around with the boys in our off time. And every now and then in the summer I go for a fish and do some fishing near the river. If I have to think about a drink, it will be oolong tea. I really enjoy it. It's very similar to rooibos back home. They do have rooibos here, but just to feel a little bit more Japanese, I take the oolong tea. And something to eat, it will definitely be the udon, the noodle. I do enjoy eating it. It's going well. I've got lessons every Wednesday on our off days. I'd say I understand better than what I can speak. Like I can pick up certain words when someone tries to speak to me, and then I can just complete the sentence in my mind and know what they're trying to say. It's not where it's supposed to be, but we're getting there slowly. I'd say it's much quicker than back home. As like Japanese rugby is about speed and high skill level. The thing that I really had to adjust to is like the two different types of rugby that they play. Whereas back home, we try and like muscle you out and bring a big physical game. Whereas here at Pana, we try and outsmart you and beat you with our skills. I feel like I've learned more in this year and a half than what I've learned in the 4 years back home. Just because it's not all just bash and physical rugby. There's deeper. You look into rugby much deeper here in Japan. When you look at skills and trying to outsmart the other team. Louis de Jager in our team. He was one of my childhood heroes. Really good player. When I heard he was at this team, I was so excited to just learn from him. And every time he speaks about rugby, it's just like it opens my eyes every time. So I really look up to him, and still trying to learn every day from him. So when it comes to physicality, there's definitely not a difference. When I speak to people back home and I speak to them about Japanese rugby, they say, it's probably not that physical, but trust me, the physicality is very high. It's not just you're going to come here and run over people. The physicality is pretty much the same, but it's definitely faster than back home, and we rely more on the skill set, like I said. Whereas back home, it's just we try and outmuscle you and physically dominate you. Whereas here, there is that physical aspect, but we can just play around it with the skills. It's normally only after the season, because then we've got to have a long time off, and we've got a massive opportunity to go home. Or if we have like off for 10 days, then I'd try and go home. Whereas if we have a week, there's no use in going home because it's a 20-hour trip. So I'd rather just stay here in Japan explore. Mom is very keen to come, but we'll see. She and my sister will probably fight that out to see who's coming first.